All right, a good Wednesday evening, Arkansas. This is Assistant Chief Forecaster coming back here once again. We're here to give you guys your video forecast for today here. So, as a reminder, if you want the written forecast with the graphics, it's going to be on Facebook. If you want the video forecast, it is available on our YouTube, our Roku, and our Amazon Fire TV as well here. So, all free services, very easy to get to on there as well here. So, as I mentioned before yesterday, we got a front boundary just going to be moving through Arkansas as we get towards tonight and into tomorrow. You can already see some showers and I would say an isolated storm has already developed in north central Arkansas. This front boundary is beginning to make its way through Arkansas at this point, and it's going to continue to move down into Arkansas as we get towards tonight here. So, as I said before, no severe weather is expected. Maybe some showers, possibly an isolated thunderstorm or two tonight, but nothing too significant here. But the main story is going to be the colder air behind us. Let's go ahead and talk about temperatures real quickly, guys. So we're going to zoom this out and show you guys this graphically. So there's the temperatures right now. We got 50 degrees already in Fayetteville. We got 70 degrees down there in the Queen, 66 in Camden, 57 in Mountain Home, 68 up there towards Piggott, 72 in Memphis at this point, 79 still in Texarkana. You guys got up to 80 degrees today. And I told you guys there was going to be some locations down there in southern and southwest Arkansas that was going to hit the 80-degree mark for today here. But that warm air is going to be going away very, very quickly. And tomorrow, reality hits us in the face with high temperatures struggling to get out of the 40s in some places across northern Arkansas, 50s elsewhere, and overnight lows back down into the 20s and into the 30s here. So, that being said, not much is going to be going on over the next, I would say, 1 to 4 days here, except to another cold front that's going to move through Arkansas as we get towards the Sunday time frame here. But all eyes are going to be paying attention to what's going to be happening as we get towards next week. As you guys know, the Thanksgiving holiday week starts on Saturday, so a lot of people are going to be traveling or either going out of the natural state here, and there's a major system that we're going to be looking at as we get towards next week that could have some impacts for us here in Arkansas. So let's go ahead and go over that in your Futurecast run here. So, as I mentioned before, there's an isolated storm out there in northern Arkansas at this point. I'm going to go ahead and take this off of the screen, and I'm going to show you guys this graphically here. So, this is the computer model run here. We'll go with the GFS real quickly here. Now, you guys saw the Euro earlier. Euro apparently heard us talking about snow and decided, hey, 12Z Euro, let's go ahead and dish out some snowfall as we get towards early, mid to late part of next week here. So we're going to go ahead and take you guys out to the 24th here, and I'm going to show you guys the reflectivity. Now, as I mentioned before, you're going to have two fronts. One come through tonight, one on Sunday here. But as we get towards next week, what's going to happen is there's going to be another storm system that's going to develop here. So bear with me for just a bit. I'm going to get the time up for you guys. There we go. Alright, so there's the timing at the bottom right corner of the screen. About looking at Thanksgiving Eve right around noon. Pretty quiet across the natural state here, but what happens is as we get towards late Thanksgiving Eve and into Thanksgiving Day, what happens is you get a storm system that develops. I'm going to show you guys that real quickly here. So there's your 500 millibar winds coming in, and there's your showers and even some thunderstorms developing across Texas, Oklahoma. There's your dip and jet stream here back out towards the west here. So I'm going to zoom this out and show you guys this. So there's your dip and the jet stream back out here towards the southwest. That's going to move towards the east as we get towards late Thanksgiving Eve and into Thanksgiving Day here. So I'm going to go ahead and take this out to all the way to noon on Thanksgiving Day. You go with the GFS right now. Has the majority of the rain across southern Arkansas and east Arkansas, northern Arkansas, and northeast Arkansas. Northwest Arkansas would be rather dry here. But there's your storm system right here. You're dipping in jet stream here. So we would have to wait and see what happens. I wouldn't rule out a possible severe threat across the Delta region from, I would say, the DeWitt, Stuttgart area down towards Lake Village over the Mississippi here. But it shouldn't be anything too significant because we won't have a lot of instability to really work with here. But remember, this is still 1 week out. Things will likely change here. So I'm going to go over the precip type real quick. And this is the latest GFS, by the way. So GFS is not a fan of winter precipitation here, but pay attention to the 500 millibar level here, because as we get towards Thanksgiving night and into that Friday, what happens is this area of low pressure starts developing across the neck of the woods here, and it's going to start pushing towards Arkansas. This is where it's going to become very, very important to watch and see what happens with guidance, because 9 times out of 10, guidance likes to develop what we call a bowling ball low, or a closed off 500 millibar low pressure. And basically, what happens with that is that it can draw its own cold air down into the surface. Remember, the northern plains and much of Canada has a decent snowpack. Okay, so front boundary is going to come through. Cold temperatures are going to filter down. We will have to watch this low pressure out here towards Texas. I'm going to zoom this out so you guys get a better representation of what I'm talking about here. So there's your dip in a jet stream here. There's your system that's coming through Arkansas by that point here. So right now the GFS is not a fan of the winter precipitation types. Now, if you go Canadian or Euro or even the GFS ensembles, that's when you start talking about the potential winter weather. But the GFS right now that's operational run is not a fan of winter weather at this point here. And as a matter of fact, I can take you guys out all the way to 3 p.m. that Friday here. So let the computer model guys load it for a second. I can take you guys all the way to that point. And what happens is this low pressure develops and it moves eastward. So we will have to watch out for the potential of severe weather, especially across southeast Arkansas, down Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama. The backside of it, and that's what I'm kind of confused by the GFS here. Because look, there's your main storm jet up here. Low area of low pressure is not completely closed off, but it's an open trough here. And 9 times out of 10, there's going to be an area of low pressure at the surface that develops near that Mississippi-Alabama border, and that northerly winds behind it could filter in some much colder air to our neck of the woods as we get towards next weekend here. So we'll watch it closely, guys. Right now, I'm not really to put any sort of winter weather highlights or severe weather highlights in the forecast, but just something to monitor over the next couple of days to next week here across our neck of the woods here. But 9 times out of 10 with this type of setup, you would have to watch not only the front side for severe weather, but you have to watch the back side for the potential of winter weather here. So I expect the GFS to kind of go through some changes over the next couple of runs. If it caves to the GFS, to the Euro, excuse me, then we will start talking more and more and more about it. But if it still remains the same, then we're going to let a couple of days flow by before we start mentioning it once again here. But a stormy Thanksgiving could be on the table for much of Arkansas here. Leading up to Thanksgiving looks quiet. It's just Thanksgiving Day will have to be watched very, very closely here. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about your weather highlights for tonight here. So much colder air moves into Arkansas starting late tonight into tomorrow. The cold front moves through the state as we get towards Sunday here. Below normal temperatures across Arkansas for the next 6 to 10 days here. And as I just mentioned before, a new storm system around that Thanksgiving time frame. We will have to wait and see what guidance does. If it continues to trend towards a more of an agreement, then I'll probably have a blog out for you guys by the end of the week to talk further about that Thanksgiving time frame here. So with that being said, let's go and talk about your 7-day forecast here. So for tomorrow through Saturday, perfect conditions, high temperatures in the 50s, overnight lows back down into the 20s to start the 7-day period, getting back into the 40s by the middle part of the weekend. And then on Sunday, that new front moves through. Not a lot of moisture with it, so 20% chance of rain across northern Arkansas. Overnight lows back down into the 30s here with that front of boundary moving through. And then as we get towards next week, Thanksgiving holiday week across Arkansas, quiet to start. But we will watch that Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving Day, and even beyond the period for that storm system to move into Arkansas. 40% chance of rain by that point on Wednesday, Thanksgiving Eve. Overnight lows back down to 30s, daytime highs in the 50s here. So near normal for this time of the year across northern Arkansas. Same thing for central Arkansas. Tomorrow through Saturday, great weather, guys. Overnight lows in the 30s starting off and in the 40s by the time we get towards weekend. Daytime highs in the 50s. Moisture will start to pick up as we get towards Sunday. Not a lot of moisture, but it could be just enough to spark up some showers across central Arkansas, especially later on Sunday afternoon here. No severe weather expected with this front. Similar to what's coming through today, it's going to just change the wind direction, and it's going to filter in more colder air into Arkansas. And then as we get towards early next week, your holiday weekend, guys, high temperatures back in the 50s, and then as I said before, that Thanksgiving Eve, Thanksgiving Day time frame here, 40% now. Gonna wait and see what guidance does. Rain chances may need to be bumped up significantly on that Wednesday time frame, especially late Wednesday and into Thanksgiving Day here. But high temperatures back in the 50s, overnight lows back down in the 30s to start early next week, and then back in the 40s by the time we get towards Wednesday night. More the same for southern Arkansas. 20% props for tomorrow. There may be an isolated shower or storm down there in southern Arkansas tomorrow morning. Nothing too significant. Should clear out by the time we get towards lunch tomorrow. High temperatures in the 50s. Overnight lows back down to the 30s. By the time we get towards the weekend, we're back into the 60s and 70s. So folks that have a lot of health issues right now, talking about getting a cold. I know there's a stomach bug running around here, and these roller coaster temperatures are not helping at all here. So the order to get some sustained cold air here in Arkansas, we need ridging to really set a place across the western half of the country, and you need what we call a negative NAL. Right now, the NAL has been going positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. So there's your roller coaster in temperature. So that's why you've been seeing that a lot. But it's going to continue over the next 7 days here. So we're back to 70 degrees on Sunday. Rain chances 30%. Nothing too significant on Sunday for the mountain moves through. High temperatures by that point back down into the 50s. Overnight lows in the 30s for early next week. And then Thanksgiving Eve. High temperatures in the upper 60s. Overnight lows in the 40s. 40% chance of rain. We will keep an eye on that Thanksgiving storm system right here in your source for all things Arkansas.